Hello, and we are live. Happy Friday. What an amazing week, you guys. Can you believe it? We've made day 5. Super excited. Okay, so I would like for you guys to, as you're hopping on, drop a praise emoji in the chat if you have been with me since day one, or a star emoji if today is your first time joining me. I would love to see you. And then type trust in the comments if you've noticed yourself showing up stronger for you. Like, have you noticed yourself? Is there a shift? Have you seen a shift in yourself? Have you felt it? And where you are beginning to show stronger for yourself. Type, trust in the comments if that has been something that you've noticed for yourself. Just a really quick recap. Day one, we talked about, hey, Renee, yay, thanks. Day one. So you have been with me since day one. That's right. That's awesome. I love it. So, real quick, which one has been your favorite? Day one was mindset. Day two was body. Day three, we talked about the home. Day four, faith and business. So which one so far has been your favorite? One, two, three, or four? Just put it in the comments. But yeah, earlier this week we worked on resetting our mindset, right? I love that, Renee. So you have been noticing yourself showing up stronger for you this week. I love that. That's awesome. But yeah, so we reset our mindset first day, and then we detoxed our body. We created peace in the home by doing some things that will help us declutter our minds, right? Decluttering our space, aligning our faith and business was yesterday, and today we're going to wrap it all up. And here's why I like to end it with this. One of the most powerful tools that I believe God can give us is our story. And I feel that because it's interesting to me. He always has this sense of humor on, why he allows things to happen in our life. And if we are open to it, um, then we can actually see how God's fingerprints were always in our story in one way or another, right? Like he's always been there along the way. And it's the very thing that the enemy actually likes to try to use to break us. Hey, Allison. Um, it is often the thing that God will use to bless others through you. So I go on to teach about how branding yourself online um, is actually a story of how of God's fingerprints in your life. And if you allow God to use that mess in your story um, to advance the kingdom for his glory, to help other people, to help lead other people, so that it could be easier on them because you've already gone through it, then it's the most powerful thing, and the enemy doesn't like it. So today we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about how to turn your mess into your message, but it's more of a workshop style today. So go ahead and get your pen and paper out. Comment ready if you are ready, because we are going to be doing some writing today. And of course, after that, you'll get to post it in the homework. Um, and then stay tuned. Actually, I want you to go ahead and take a screenshot of this live right now, or turn your phone around if you're watching on your computer. Take a screenshot of it. And then if you know how to post this in your stories, tag me in it. But later today in the group, I'm going to ask you guys to write down everything that you're going through right now. We're going to put this on paper right now, but giving you time to get your pen and paper and then write ready, comment ready when you're ready. But anyway, um, I want you to post in the group like a testimonial, like what has this challenge been for you? What has it helped you break through? What was the one thing, you know? And so we're gonna get clear on that. Okay, so your mess is what I call wherever you are. Awesome, ready, ready. Okay, so your mess is where you felt stuck before the challenge. You might still feel there, but you feel lighter. Okay, so that's what I say when I say your mess. And I'm going to give you my story so I can help you through this. But whatever it is that was weighing you down at the beginning of this challenge, pre-challenge, what was the thing, you know, whether in your mind, your body, your home, maybe the conflict between faith and business, you know, how you are being led to or called to lead, whether it's in ministry, in the workplace, with your direct sales business, whatever it might be. What was the one thing that was weighing you down, and where did you feel stuck? Okay. And your comment on how branding yourself on social is the story of God's fingerprints on your life. Yes, yes, that's it. Yeah, yeah, for me, totally. So and then what was your turning point? At what point this week did you feel that shift where something just like clicked, kind of like Allison's telling me right now, right? Um, what did God use to get your attention? What one thing came out? You know, I saw a few posted like, hey, you know, commitment and consistency. That really spoke to me. Um, you know, or lack thereof, whatever it might be. Like you know, there's whatever it might be, just put it down, okay? And then your message. So we're talking about the mess. What was the turning point? And then your message then becomes what was the encouragement that you received that you would now give to another woman walking through the same struggle? What would that be? What would that be? Okay. So obviously, you know, this doesn't have to be polished or anything like that. Just real, real raw, real honest. Sometimes the hardest part is just simply starting to put pen to the paper and you know. Okay, so I'll go first. For me, a few things. Allison's probably identifying a few for me right now. Even as I'm going through this challenge, I'm going to tell you, like, God speaks to me, and as I'm in prayer, like, Lord, you know, where do you want me to lead with this? That was the one aha is, you know, I was telling Allison, I'm like, and Tori, I'm like, I feel like I'm also to work with the group of women that do have direct sale businesses and already, you know, have different businesses, and maybe they don't know how to how to brand yourself on social so that it becomes the story of God's fingerprints in your life, right? And because we want to make God shine. And yes, it's so awesome how he decides to use us, people. The truth is he doesn't need to, but he chooses to. And that's the most beautiful. So that's one thing for me, a shift that that I've gone through this week. But also, for me, the reason I even started this in the beginning is because I was struggling with my health. I'll be honest with you. I was the first one that would have paid somebody to come and do my meals, because I judged myself. I'm like, oh, I'm so lazy when it comes to, you know, my food. I would love a nice healthy meal, but I don't want to be the one that does it. I don't have time for that. I don't, you know, it's not my talent, it's not my skill, it's not where my passion is. Like, no, I don't have time. I'd rather pay somebody. And I went around calling myself lazy because it was easier to settle in that. But when God called me out on this, he's like, no, it's not your business or your health, it's both. And we're gonna make it both. And so, you know, come on, girl. So anyway, that's where I felt like I realized, okay, that my so I looked, I had the aches, I had the stress, I had the belly pouch, I didn't want any of that, right? And so it got my attention. But while God led me to solutions like strength training and trying different meal plans. He puts beautiful people in your life to help you through that. Hey, Linda. Hello, Yvonne. Awesome. So glad you guys are watching here. Um, and strength training, bioactive peptides, like he led me to all of that. What I realized is that my worth isn't in my body. It's in Christ alone. And so that realization became my message. I was able to, realize like, hey, God's calling me to steward my body because that is his temple. This is where it begins. I've got to learn to lead myself first before I can lead somebody else. But guess what? That actually became my message. And that's, you know, obviously my identity, my true identity is um it's not in my health. It's not in how I detox my home. It's not in, all the things that I do to help me with my mindset, but it is keeping my sight in who created me, who even gave me these skills, to show him glory. And so anyway, my true identity is in him. Let's see, Renee, I was able to share with coworkers already just about retraining our mindset to align with God's truth. Also, God gives us enough time in a day to complete all that He has called us to do today. That's so good. That's such a good realization. When I realized that truth, it was so made me feel so much lighter. That's awesome, Renee. Okay, so when you own your story, when we can accept and be open to what God is trying to show us, in our mess, it actually frees us. It frees us from shame. So it freed me from the shame of like calling myself lazy, you know? And I had to let that go because it wasn't serving me. It wanted me to stay in this situation. It's self-sabotage, honestly. So it frees you from that shame when we can own our own story. It also can inspire others who also need hope. They're looking for hope. They're looking for something like this, and then it positions us to lead. So, what was your mess? Type mine if you've got one that you're ready to let God use. So, put mine in the comments because I know you're writing it down. And thank you, Renee, for sharing yours. All right. And then if you've got your turning point, what shifted for you, go ahead and comment the keyword, the key emoji, the key emoji. If you know the moment that God shifted things for you. And then if you know what that message is, even if it's just a word or two, put message if you're writing it down right now. Okay? This is just going to help you work through this because you're gonna feel so so relieved when you can actually learn to reflect, and everything that you're feeling and sensing from this week, you can put it on paper. It does something. It does something. God at the center. I love it. Um, so why does this matter? Why does it matter that you can actually put whatever you've been feeling, whatever you've been sensing, whatever the shift that you've been experiencing, when you put it on paper? Why does it matter? One, yes, it's going to feel really good, but you're going to begin to feel that freedom to accept yourself, to break from that shame, and then use your story for God's glory. Type inspire if you're feeling inspired right now. If you want to take your story and encourage another woman, God first, then mindset. So it's interesting because our mind, everything that the battle is in between the two ears. We've heard that, right? And the battlefield, the Bible talks about it, that the battlefield is in the mind. That is where the battle begins. So Yeah, keeping God's word is the truth, right? Aligning our minds, our thoughts with his truth is what's going to help us move us forward. But how do we make that shift? Well, one, we've got to read the word, right? But two, we have to call it out for what it is. And that's what we learned on day one is you got to name that waste. What is that thought that's not serving you, right? So yeah, absolutely. Awesome, Renee, Yvonne, Linda, you guys are feeling inspired to share your story with another woman to encourage her, right? Okay, now here's the key. Do a raise hand emoji if you know that you're being positioned to lead. Because if that's the shift that God has been doing in your life, right? And you've been experiencing that tug in your spirit this whole week, then are you being positioned to lead in that? So do a little emoji of a raised hand if you're feeling positioned to lead. This is more of a workshop style, so I'm making you comment a lot more because I'm also taking my time, slowing down for you so that you can really reflect. Okay, if this week obviously has stirred something in you, then this is the moment to keep going. I've got to ask you, because here's what I know. One challenge does not transform your life. It's the commitment and the consistency and the community that helps you take those shifts that you've experienced and help you walk them out so that it becomes a rhythm, so that it becomes not habits, not just habits, but sustainable rhythms, right? Something that just I'm already leading but can do a better job. That's awesome. Yeah. We can all do better, right? We can all do better. But how to not shame each other or us or ourselves when we feel like that, right? When we feel like, yeah, we could all do better, like how could we even reword that? How could we reword that so that we don't feel shame? I'm already leading. I'm stepping into leading where God is calling me to lead. I'm stepping into. Then your body feels more like aligned as opposed to, yeah, I could do better, right? We don't want to feel shame. We want to change, reframe it so that it serves us to become. We want to become. We are in the becoming um, process, right? And to become, we have to step into that role. Step into it as if that's already what you are, right? What you've become. I need to get leading better. So again, how do we say that? Right? Because I know what you're saying. Without feeling like I need, that feels heavy, right? I need to get leading better. That feels heavy. That almost puts you in a situation in a space where I don't know, you're like, yeah, I need to do that. But it doesn't push you into taking that step. So how do we use that? How do we frame that so that it serves you? I need to get leading better. I'm stepping into leadership. I'm stepping into leadership. All right. Um, yeah. And honestly, that's why I created Aligned and Anchored, um, because it is 12 weeks together. And we do go deeper. And we do continue to align our body, our home, our business, our mind, right, with Jesus at the center. And 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 honestly, it's for the woman who feels like they're called for more, but we don't want to do it in shame, right? Yeah. I want to get leading better. Again, the I want is good. It's the action. So we want to step into that because the action is what helps you become a better leader, right? We want to take action. So how do we move ourselves into action? Okay. All right. So that's going to be part of your homework, right? Already you're doing this, you're writing out your mess, you're writing out your turning point and what your message is going to be. And if God is tugging on your heart, I don't want you to ignore it. So talk to him. Pray about aligned and anchored. Talk to your spouse, but also know that it's not easy, because there's an investment that you make into yourself. Now, I know when I was beginning to think about coaching, not coaching others, but being coached and paying for coaching, I remember talking to my husband and just like saying like, man, I really want to do this. I want to step into this, but I need a few skills and I know that I need to get into that. And for him, the way he reframed it for me, because it was very hard as a stay-at-home mom and one income family to to it was easier to feel guilty for spending something on myself. Um, but he helped me reframe that. And he's like, it's not like you're going out. One, I'm not a big shopper, but it's not like I was cluttering up my home with things and stuff. It was an investment in myself and that's an investment. That's not like a spend and you put on the credit card type of thing, right? It was an investment in my skills so yeah, I've spent thousands of dollars in coaching to increase my skill, even as a stay-at-home mom. Um, I don't know if a lot of you know this, but my trade is, I went to school to be an accountant. So my degree's in accounting. And it's interesting how the Lord has taken that and used it for growing a direct sales business is how I got started so that it would grow as my kids were growing, right? But I also wanted to improve my skills over time, something that you get in the workforce, right? And I've learned a lot, But the things that there was a gap in, my husband always encouraged me to invest in myself, right? Because he saw as a hire, he hires a lot and interviews. He saw women going back into the workforce and feeling like they were incompetent. Yet they were very competent. They kept their kids alive. They raised them up to be good community helpers, right? Like, yeah, they did a lot. And so anyway, but yes, he's very sort of, and yes, investing in you. Okay. All right. All right. So, leadership and prices, you guys, the leaderboard girls, like, I want, put a drop a fire emoji if you've been chasing a top spot on the leaderboard, okay? Because so far, Renee Miller and Linda Day, you guys are at the top and you're tied right now. So of course, the prizes are going to be this number one box is the bioactive peptides. They come like this, you guys. You're going to get four of these, four little thingies like that, and it's a 30-day supply. Whoever wins this, I think we're going to have to break a tie, honestly. But you're going to also be invited to the challenge that starts on the 25th, where you're going to get a meal plan and workouts and things, and more of a community and encouragement on that as well. So I don't want you just to take them and then not know what you're doing. So I'm going to invite you to that. So we're going to have to like break the tie. The second one is the special speaking engagement with Josiah and myself. I am going to share the Zoom link tomorrow. We're having one at our house. We're having a Norwex brunch. inviting a few people over, and we're excited about it. But it's him, practicing and learning the public speaking piece of it. So he'll be doing that. I'll be paying him to do that, and he's raising funds for his vehicle. So I am going to send you the Zoom link by email and maybe by text as a reminder tomorrow as well. If you want to hop on and watch, it'll be like 45 minutes in the morning, is all I plan to live stream. But so not like the whole gathering, but just the actual presentation. If you want to hop on and support him in the live stream, I'm handing that, doing that. And then of course the third prize winner, and this might be something that um I think might do with Renee and Miller, whoever you guys, Renee and Linda, if you guys are still continuing to be at the top, maybe you guys can pick of which one you want to do. But I'm also giving away a 30-minute consultation, and that'll help you kind of like, okay, get an idea of what is going to be your rhythm moving forward, like what's going to be your action steps as you move forward. Renee is fired up. I can tell you have been fired up, chasing the top on the leaderboard. I love it. All right, so tomorrow is not a challenge day, okay, you guys? But it is the beginning of what's next. So for some of you, that means joining Align and Anchored. For some of you, it means that you're taking what you've learned this week and continuing to walk it out in faith. And I just want you to know that your mess is not wasted. Your mess is not wasted. God is writing a story through you, and that's what he's going to use if you allow him. Okay, if you allow him, he can use that. That's what he will use you, as he calls you out to lead in the area that you are. Okay. Um, and so you've put this all on paper. Let's be anchored in him. If you are feeling God tugging you at your heart, um, comment yes, and I'm going to connect with you about aligned and anchored. Okay. I want you to take a look at it. In fact, I am going to send out the link, but I just want you to be open to it. Type more if you know that you're called to more. All right. Put invest in the chat if you are ready to make your next best investment in you. I love you guys. And then lastly, comment anchor if this challenge has blessed you this week. All right. Okay. All right. So help me break the tie. If you can post a testimonial on, on the actual group page, okay? Post a testimonial. That'll give you bonus points, on top of doing the homework where you post your reflection and your homework and things like that. So post it in the comments, a testimonial, what this week has meant for you, how this challenge has blessed you this week. Just comment anchor, but I want you to actually post it on the Facebook group, okay? Anchor would love to know more. Anchored. Anchor. Awesome. I'm so glad this has been such a blessing for you guys. I see you, Yvonne. Yes, and Allison and Linda. That's awesome. Okay. All right. Thank you, ladies, for joining me this week. I'll see you guys in the Facebook group. I'll look for your post and your testimonial, and then I'll connect with you guys, on an individual basis as well. And then I will post the winner tomorrow morning. Okay. All right. Bye for now.